everyone, it's Bryce, and I am the board game designer for Rescuing Robin Hood. Today, I have the pleasure of getting together with Matt Healy, who is the designer of the insert for Rescuing Robin Hood. Matt has done just a fantastic job on the insert for Rescuing Robin Hood, and he is a talented engineer and just really a person with a lot of great experience with designing board game inserts, and has kindly volunteered his time to help make Rescuing Robin Hood a better game. So, with that, Matt, just thank you so much for getting together today.
Thank you, Bryce. It's great to work with you. I really do like working on the inserts and helping creators like yourself. I am retired, and so I kind of enjoy taking the skill set that I have and working with board game creators because if my insert can make setup and breakdown a little faster and a little easier, and as a result, the game gets played a few more times, and that's a win for me. And so I just love doing it, and I love working with creative people like yourself.
Matt, thank you. It's just been such an honor and a pleasure to work with you and just connect with you. And I've just really appreciated your strong communication and just your innovation throughout this whole process. So, with that, Matt, I was wondering if you might be willing to take some time to walk us through the insert and what you've created here for Rescuing Robin Hood. And I'm watching your screen now here.
Excellent. So when I read the rules and I took a look at the components for Rescuing Robin Hood, it appeared as if I'm going to jump over to the components on the Kickstarter page for just a little bit. It looked as if there are a lot of cards in this, and it's a card-driven game, more so than some of the other components. You've got a lot of poker and tarot-sized cards. So that kind of became the linchpin for what we were going to do with the insert. Now I'm going to jump back over to the insert now. And as you can see, I've got 4 wells on the corners here that hold the cards. Now there's 2 features I want to point out that make, I think, the card wells a little bit easier to deal with. Actually, 3 features, sorry. The first is, unless I hear otherwise, I always design to accommodate sleeves. People who sleeve their cards like to be able to make sure they fit in the insert, so that's very important. So these will accommodate sleeves. The second is, I hate it when I get an insert and I have trouble getting the bottom card out because it kind of is stuck to, it's not physically stuck, but it's stuck to the bottom of the well. So what I've incorporated in this design is, as I zoom in here, you can see this little ridge right here. And then there's another little ridge right on this finger cutout here. So what that allows you to do is when you get down and you pull the last card out, you just push down on the right-hand side, the left will pop up, and it will make it easier to get the card out. The third feature I have in regards to the tarot cards. You've got poker and tarot-sized cards here. So these 2 ledges on the side of this lower right-hand card well, that's where the tarot cards are going to go, and they're going to sit right in on top of the other cards. So you've got everything acting in there, and all the cards are nice and compactly stored. We push the wells out to the corners so that when you pull the game off the shelf, it has a nice balanced feel to it, and it really kind of I think that will enhance the experience of taking the box top off and seeing what's there.
Very much so.
So the next piece that we had, and I'm going to jump back over to the components, is we've got a variety of tokens. So coming here, you can see we got some skill tokens, and we've got a starting player token. This is off the Kickstarter. And then we also have an image here, jumping one more window, of what those tokens look like. So we've got the first player token and all the skill tokens, and then this major oak board. So let me walk through what we were thinking about when it came to those tokens. and the Major Oak board, and finally the cubes. So I've got 3 wells right here in the center for the various types of skill tokens. Once again, getting the bottom one out. You see the little ledge here, and being a circle, you can imagine that the token's going to extend a little bit. You'll be able to get your finger underneath that and pull the whole stack of tokens out. Makes it very easy to get those circular tokens out. The first player marker, a little bit bigger, also put a ridge in here, same concept as the cards. Push down on the right side, the left side will pop up, and as a result, it can be very easy to pop that, to get that token out. Always get annoyed with an insert when it fits so tightly that getting the component out is difficult. It seems to defeat the purpose for me. Final one is this kind of well here in the middle, between the 2 card slots on the left side. That's where all of the cubes are going to go. I thought about putting individual wells for each individual color. They just got too small, and I think if you put the cubes in a baggie and put them right in there, you'll just be able to grab them, pull them out, and you'll be in great shape on that. Final piece is this giant rectangle that goes over the top of the left 2 card wells, the cubes, and the circular tokens. The Major Oak board is going to sit in that little recess there. And this does a couple of things. First, it's a good place to store it. Second is it's going to act as a lid against the tokens and the cubes and the first player marker and everything else. So that when the game is put away and the top is put on it, it kind of stays a little bit flush and the rule books are there. And the net result is that it's going to act as a lid, which is going to make this insert what I like to call vertical storage resistant. And I use that term because everyone who has a watch understands the difference between waterproof and water resistant. It'll be okay for vertical storage, but it's not vertical storage proof. It's vertical storage resistant. It's an important distinction to make. I do the best I can, but if you're going to store it vertically and drive someplace and the game gets shaken all over the place, not sure what I could do in that situation.
That makes sense.
So that's basically how I put the insert together, and how we you and I went about making sure that this would do everything we needed it to do.
Well, Matt, thank you so much for creating this and sharing this. Is just so wonderful, and just very, very grateful for your help. And just one thing I wanted to take a moment to say is Matt has generously offered to help other board game designers as well with creating their inserts, and just incredibly grateful for that. And just, Matt, do you mind sharing just a little bit more about that part of it as well?
Absolutely. As I said at the beginning of this video, I am retired. I do this because I love this hobby. I love the little community that exists here. And I want to help out the smaller and mid-sized creators. I don't have any issues with the big guys, the Awakened Realms and the AEGs of the world. Back a lot of their projects, play a lot of their games. I think a lot of their games are spectacular. But they're doing $12 million in Kickstarter. They don't need my help. But somebody like you, Bryce, who's, I don't know what your final Kickstarter value was, but I don't think you crested over 100,000. And that's kind of the target that I have. It's the smaller game creators who are looking for 100 grand on Kickstarter, and that's a good amount. And I want to help the smaller guys get a little bit more established, make their games a little bit more fun. I've done this for a bunch of different creators, and in general, if I can help out that class of game creators, then that's again a win for me.
Well, thank you, Matt. I'm very grateful to you, and it's just been such a pleasure to work with you. Just all your expertise on this, and just strong communication throughout the whole process, and just been so grateful to you for all your help. So.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much. And as I said, if you're in the same category that Bryce is, and that category I just described, you can reach out to me. I'm on Discord at mess_AXP18. I'm on our Board Game Geek under I think mess_AXP. If you're really interested, MESS is my trail name for when I hike the Appalachian Trail. AXP is my fraternity, Alpha Chi Rho, and 18 is the age of my favorite scotch. So maybe more than you needed to know, but if you are in that category and you like what you see, please feel free to reach out.
I love it. Thank you so much, Matt, for your time, and it was great to connect with you today.
It's great to connect with you. Good luck on the final steps of production on this.
Thank you. Very happy.